Give me 1 minute, Carl.
That's
Give me one
okay.
minute. Be right with you. Just trying to set my stuff up over here as well.
Sometimes it's much easier on the iPhone than it is
Yeah, one
than,
minute, Carl.
than it is actually. And I'm
Okay.
recording and live right now, and we are talking and we are talking about a deal. That's CJ. I'm Claude Diamond, and we love options. Let's
Yes.
let's tell people what options are for a second.
All right. All right.
We'll just
I'm over here just trying to pull people in on my Facebook as well. Just a little backdrop. I've been doing options. I remember reading Claude stuff 15 years ago. And now since I've reconnected or really like hired him, um, a lot of the things that he taught, like I've done it and the stuff actually does work. So when we're talking about real estate options, we're talking about controlling a piece of property
control,
without,
control. Best word
yes,
ever.
yes,
Control without the liability and heavy
yeah,
investment. That's the
yeah.
that's the key to
Hmm.
making a fortune in real estate is using that control word. Sorry to interrupt, but you triggered me when you said that word control.
Yeah. I just want to get I got like my number one proteges myself now, and I just want them to be listening on this as well.
I made an offer today too. We'll talk about your offer and then we'll talk about mine.
Okay, sounds good.
And we'll
Sounds
talk
good.
about how to make money controlling real estate without having a ton of money to put down or getting involved in repairs. There's so many ways to do real estate, but the number one word other than control, my favorite word is leverage.
Hmm.
You think of a
Yeah.
pulley. What's leverage about? Remember, what was it, physics or whatever? Can you move a large object by just pushing it? Like who was the guy who pushed the boulder up the hill? I forgot.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
and or could we put it on a axis with a board and multiply our force? And in real estate, leverage is the operative word. Controlling, and that's why real estate's the best business in the world because the numbers are bigger. And when you have bigger numbers, guess what? You make more money, right? Duh. And so if you can understand strategies of leverage, controlling a lot with a little, and minimize your liability, because we all make mistakes. None of us are Nostradamus or have a crystal ball. We don't know. God, a war or something happens where the market changes. We've seen it 2008. We've seen, things happen all the time, and the economy could change overnight. Okay, the thing about it is, it's easy to find deals and negotiate deals, but do you have an escape plan if
Right.
something goes wrong?
When I first started learning about options, it was because I really didn't have any money, and I discovered that you could control a huge piece of property with little to no money down.
Oh,
And when I say little, so what I've done, I use it in conjunction with a self-directed IRA, and I'll take $10 out of my IRA and I'll put that down as what we call non-refundable option consideration, which allows me now to control 100,000, 200,000, half a million, $1 million property. And when it comes to the down payment, it just really depends on how good you can talk, right? Uh, uh, Claude, you talk about giving good phone all the time, right? So,
yeah.
um,
The one thing
I've, yeah,
you gotta be a great salesperson.
yeah,
You gotta be a
yeah,
persuader if you're gonna
yeah,
make all this work.
yeah. And a lot of people talk the talk, but I know for a fact that my mentor, Mr. Diamond here, I know he walks the walk, and I walk the walk too. Here's the actual option that I just did.
Oh, look at that. Oh, so you might want to hide the address and all that.
Oh, whoops. Okay, my bad, my bad. But I want to show you also, guys, because one thing about the option is that you have to make sure that you record it if you're going to put it and get it notarized, right? You got to get it notarized as well. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Hide the
We can see,
names.
we can see that it's notarized right there as well. So I have this option, right? So let me just tell you a little backstory on it. Um, now, come. Uh, so I go out and I do my driving for dollars. Sometimes I just love real estate, and I love any way that I can get a property without using any of my money. Right? any way that I can use the property without getting any of my money. Um, and options does it. So when I came across Claude like 10, 15 years ago, he was right on point with what I was doing because I was broke.
Yeah.
I worked at
Oh.
a cable company collecting cable boxes before I got out and did this. But let me just say this. For those that don't know what an option basically think of it as a mechanism to control a piece of property that you don't own. You don't have to pay the mortgage if there's a mortgage on it. You don't have to pay the utilities if there's a utility on it. And I'm not talking about a lease option. I'm talking about a straight option, right? Where I can control it for this one. I think I'm controlling it for 5 years, right? 5 years. And so think of it as when you record this instrument in the land records, think of it as having a lien on that property now. And they can't do anything without you. They can't go around your back. A lot of newbies in real estate, you're dealing with a salty guy like myself, seasoned guy, myself with Claude. If we wanted to, we could go around
What does
you,
that
right?
mean? What does that mean, salty guy?
Well, I get that from when I was in the
What does
Marine
that
Corps.
mean?
When I was in the Marine Corps, they called us salty dogs. We called them salty dogs. They were the old school guys. Had a little seasoning on you, right? See, you've been through some stuff, right?
Okay.
You've been through some stuff. So the option allows you to just call it a lien, but think of it more as control on a piece of property that locks in the current market value. Now, I've locked in a current mortgage value of a property right now for its current mortgage balance because they're in a foreclosure. So let's say next year the house jumps up 10%. So right now it's worth about 200,000 out in Cleveland, Ohio, and it goes up 10%. Now that'll be 220. But what if it goes up more? What if it's worth 250 next year? If I wanted to buy that property and it was worth 250, I still have it for 200, so I can capture $50,000 of equity. If somebody else wanted, I can let somebody else buy it too. But even if they bought it for 300 and I have an option for 200, I'm going to make $100,000 off of it.
Yeah. Let me.
Right. So it just allows you, Claude, and you know this, it allows you to control properties without all of the headaches or without trying to rush to find a buyer with a traditional purchase and sale agreement. And then you can also assign your option, just like you can, just like you can with a contract. And I love these things, Claude. I love it.
What if you needed money for another deal and you had an option agreement? And let's say you had 50,000 equity in that option agreement. You optioned the property just for argument's sake, 100,000, but it went up to 150,000 in value. You had a couple of year option on the property.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The owner, by the way, cannot purchase,
Sure.
cannot sell the property or refinance or do anything on that property while you have that locked in price. If you did it the right way, the way you
Yeah.
explained.
Right.
And
Let's just call it like this. We have the exclusive right
yeah,
to purchase.
yeah,
We're not mandatory. We don't have to, but we have the exclusive option
yeah.
to purchase or flip it to somebody else
The
or let
contract,
them sell it to somebody else and we still get paid.
yeah.
You can't beat this. You can't beat it.
As a recovering attorney, I like to jokingly call myself. The contract's very important, and it doesn't have to be 100 pages thick. It
Right,
just has
right,
to have. Actually, I have a couple videos on that. A shorter contract to me you have a greater opportunity to get somebody to sign it quickly if it's shorter, if it's plain language, and if it's larger size lettering, especially if it's a senior citizen. And
right, right, right.
when you give them a 100-page contract, they get scared, and then they call in their shyster, I mean attorney, into the deal. The beauty of it is, though, if you have a $100,000 contract and it goes up to 150, 200,000, you have a potential equity if you bought it and
Yes.
owned it, or what you were just mentioning, you could assign it, but you could also do something else with it. You could use that perceived equity and
As
use
collateral.
it as collateral
Yep,
for
yep,
another
yep,
deal. So,
yep, yep.
so you didn't have to go to the bank. You
Right.
didn't need 20 attorneys or a room full of real estate agents and brokers. You can do this
Yes.
all yourself. And basically, you have to understand what is an option. What's your definition of an option, CJ? Let me hear yours, and then I'll do mine.
Let's see if
One,
I think
one or
about
two,
it definitely.
one or two sentences, real short.
It's a document that gives me the option to purchase a piece of property
Define option though. You can't use the same word to
Oh,
define it.
okay, okay. I like to call it. To me, when I record it against under land records, it becomes a lien. Um, it's an asset to me. I'm not sure like which word you're looking for
It's a
at the moment.
contractual, it base simply
Oh,
said,
okay, I got you. I got you. It's a
okay,
unilateral agreement, right? So when you have a purchase and sale agreement, that's bilateral, meaning some like both people have to do something. The buyer agrees to buy, the seller agrees to sell. When you have an option agreement, it's a unilateral. Only one person has to do something, and that's the seller. He has to sell. You have the option to buy. You
right.
don't have to purchase it.
And just to keep it simple, for a lot of people who've never heard of option, or it goes
Uh-huh.
by a lot of names, option, lease option,
Yes.
rent to own, lease purchase,
Yes.
and all these names. Basically, it's just a contract. It's a contract strategy. It's a right, a
Mhm.
contractual right that allows you to pre-negotiate the price and terms of a possible, notice my words, a possible potential purchase, but not the obligation. It means that you
Right.
could negotiate to buy the property, let's say 6 months, a year, 5 years from now, but you're not obligated. You don't have to. It has a time value on it. So you could let that time value expire. You can buy the property. You can sell the contract, what CJ just explained, to another person, and you have the all this flexibility to do something on a very expensive property. It could be $100,000 mobile home, or a $5 million or $20 million house in California, where I live part of the year. I'm in very hot North Carolina right now, by the way. Um, I think I sweated off 8 pounds this morning running.
Yeah.
It went up to 92 degrees so early this morning here. Um, the thing about it is, if you're going to get into real estate, you're still learning. This is the safest, easiest way. And now there's one other thing you can add into it, is a rental agreement combined with the
Yep.
option agreement.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that means
Yep.
maybe you want to get a house for yourself, or you want to
Yeah.
sublet it. Maybe you want to
Hmm.
make it into an Airbnb or something
Hmm.
like that. Maybe you want to do a sandwich lease where you
Hmm.
reconstruct the original contract with a new set of contracts. And
Hmm.
then, there's so many different ways. You mentioned my books, thank you, earlier. Lease Purchasing for the 21st Century and the Lease Purchase Bible. They're
Yeah.
they're they're out there
Yeah.
somewhere on
And
Amazon.
that's Carl. Honestly, I'm sorry, Carl. Um, Claude. I actually used about maybe 12 years ago. I started to use your contract. I got into a little jam. And so what I decided to do is I used your paperwork, and you're going to know what I mean when I tell you what the contract I'm talking about. Instead of giving them the right to buy it and then worrying about if I have to go in front of a judge because I have two contracts together, the way you did it is you had a separate what was it called, a first right to purchase contract in there, and it's
That's something
different.
different. That is different. That
Oh my God, that has saved me, and it has made me a ton of money by following your stuff.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
there's so much.
yeah.
Here's the thing. You need two things to three is better. Okay.
Hmm.
In real estate, to make I've been in real estate all my life. It's gave me freedom, a wonderful
Right.
quality of life. Okay. And the thing about real estate, how do you get involved in it? You need specialized knowledge. Can't get away.
Hmm.
We're talking about a great little niche. I love the
Right.
word niche, or
Yeah.
my British friends say niche.
Niche.
Yeah.
Niche. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, you don't want to compete with the whole world, because there's a million seminars and gurus and stuff. You want to specialize in a little niche so that you sound fresh, you sound different. You don't sound like a what do they call, a grifter or a flim flam man. You want to offer somebody a solution, very important word in sales and persuasion. Offer them a solution to their problem, and without it costing you a fortune, or that you have an escape plan. So imagine for a moment, you can control good properties, good neighborhoods. You can rent them, you can sublet them, you can assign them, you can use them as leverage, you can move into it yourself. I have a beautiful home in Colorado that I lease purchased. I didn't know if I wanted to live 10,000 feet up in a place that gets 300 inches of snow a year. Okay, I wish I was there right now, I'll tell you that. It's a lot cooler. But I lease purchased that house and then I bought it later when I decided I loved it. And that one home, that one deal alone made me a millionaire. That one single deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, Victor, what's going on? Cherie, what's going on? Levi, how's it going? Levi is my right now. Him and his wife have just took over a property. Sub two, Levi. This is my mentor that I told you guys about, who I
Hello.
hired because I needed to go to another level myself now, and I've been following him behind the scenes for about 10, 15 years now. And I finally decided that I really wanted to go where I deserve to be. And I brought in a mentor. And all of you know that when you hear me talking, you got to hire a mentor. Claude, what I
I
wanted you
do.
to yeah, we all do. All successful people have a mentor.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Max.
Yeah,
Okay. I was wet behind the ears investor. I had
yeah,
all this, I had all this piss and vinegar in me. Okay.
yeah,
But getting the wealth of knowledge from someone who's done it, you can't put a value on that.
yeah. And Claude is he's also an attorney, also an ex-attorney. You still, are you doing it now?
I'm, it's a recovery thing.
He's a recovering attorney.
I
Okay.
have I have a Juris Doctorate degree, but I don't practice, just to be transparent.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
want
Right.
I I can work from my homes. Notice the plural, homes. I can live anywhere I want as long as my phone or my Wi-Fi or Zoom, as long as it works. I make offers every day. Okay. And the thing about it is, all you got
The
to do is
database.
talk to a
The
few. Yeah.
database.
Yeah.
The
And
database.
we were going to talk about that too. So
Yeah.
let's share with you. You got a deal and I have a deal. Let's talk about those deals today. Right now,
Okay.
deals going on today.
Yes. Absolutely.
So you
So
control a good, you got an option on a property for, I don't know if you want to share it. Oh my
sure.
God, how do you
Sure. I'll
sleep
share
at
it.
night? You
I'll
control this
share it. I'll share
nice
it.
property for what it costs to go out to dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to be honest, I do driving for dollars, and I do marketing
Nothing
also.
wrong with
I
that.
send out postcards. Um, and I actually was taking some of my proteges out on a we were not doing. I'll teach them how to door knock, and I came across this couple, and I don't hit them the same way that other investors hit them. Number one, I have a nonprofit organization, which I teach my proteges to have a nonprofit also. So there's just different things. I've had over the last 5 years, I've had 12 properties donated to me. 10 of them, let me think, 10 of them were houses and two of them was land. And because of the separation between me and every other investor, I don't pitch myself as an investor. I pitch myself as um, the director of a um, real estate development company. All right. So with that being said, the people had heard it all. They didn't want to talk to another investor. So, but I wouldn't talk to them. They dropped their guard and I offered to solve their problem, Claude. That's what you teach, to solve people's problem and knowing how to talk to them, right?
But first, you got
So
to find out their problem. How do you find,
that's right.
how does a doctor talk to a patient? That's
We
always,
diagnose them. We diagnose them, right?
what do we do? Once you're in the office for okay, I'm your doc, you're my doctor. Okay. I'm
Hmm.
sitting there in that white sheet with the opening in the back there. Uh, and you
Yes.
come in with your clipboard and your stethoscope around your neck. What's the first thing you say to me?
Good morning. I'm Dr. Jones. I'm Dr. Jones over here. What seems to be the problem? What brings you in today?
Thank you, doctor. Hi, my wife doesn't understand me. No, I'm not going to use that one. My back, my neck, my elbow. I can't sleep at night. I'm doing a checkup. That's all it is. Then
Hmm.
you're going to go into a series of diagnostic questions.
Hmm.
Okay. And what is the psychology going on in that room? I love this analogy. Hopefully, I care that if I have a pain or a problem, okay, you're going to cure me or remove that pain or make me
Right.
healthier or get me thinner or whatever. Okay. Uh, so do I want to trust you? Of course, it's health, it's
Yes.
life and death. Okay. It's important. If you were my
Yeah.
financial advisor, I want financial advice for you so I can retire or pay off bills someday. If you were my lawyer and I had a legal issue. So you're going to ask me questions. Do I mind you asking me those questions if I have a pain or a problem?
No, no, because your intention, your hope is that I can solve them for you.
Now, so and you hopefully during this process, you do something we call stroking, nurturing, and empathy. Those three are so important because they change the whole dynamic. That means that you don't see most people when you get a sales guy call you right away. What did you say before? The drawbridge goes up or the wall
Oh
goes?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
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 And so
Yeah.
when the wall goes up, that means there's no trust, means you sound or you're acting like the people I've heard before. You're just the sales guy who wants to put your hand on my wallet, take my money. Okay, so there's a real big trust factor there that doesn't exist. And the wall goes right up. But when you act like a doctor or a professional, as I like to call it, you're hoping this other person can help you, can either make something more enjoyable, more prosperous, remove a pain, an issue. So that's what the gut sales system is about, not being defensive or anything. It's just being a problem solver. So how do you open up with the
Abs-
total, when you have a total stress, hot call, warm call, follow-up call, how should you act, CJ? When you call up how did you act with these people? Was it a complete cold call? It was on Zillow or something?
No, this one was actually a lot of people are afraid to knock on people's doors, but I just feel no being in this as long as I've been in it, I kind of wait until they're a couple of weeks away from that auction date. And then I go out and I'll just say something like this, Claude. Hi, my name is CJ. You don't know me, but I'm a real estate operator locally here in the area. And your property came across my desk. And I don't know if you're having problems with the bank or with the county, but I just wanted to see if you got it taken care of because my company actually offers solutions. And this is what we do we offer solutions for people who are in these type of situations. All I want to know, and basically the main thing is the gist of it is I just want to make sure that you have everything taken care of. And I shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's just that question. My good buddy Sean Osby is on Zoom right now, and he
Okay.
said, "Hi, Sean, how you doing, buddy?" Sean has been one of my clients for years. He says, "After incurring the wrath of Zeus, Sisyphus was condemned to forever roll an immense boulder up a hill, only to have it rolled down again." Thank you, Sean Osby. Okay, in beautiful it's not Cleveland. Where is he? Oh, wait a second. Omaha, Nebraska. I had a moment there,
Yeah.
Sean. Thank you, Sean. See, you
Um,
get you
if,
find you
if I
forget something and somebody else can help you online.
if I could I just kind of finish out and say what this deal was? Because I know you have one and I have one right now as
Yeah,
well.
go for
And
it.
there's so many people out there that are just watching videos and training and never taking action. But at the end of the day, I take action, right? So I came across this. I said what I said to the people. The long story short, if we want to go really in detail, we can do some type of master class. Maybe I could do something, and Claude can even be on it as well. But when it comes to lease options, I don't think when it comes to options, I don't think there's no one better than you, Claude. All right, I'm not even me, not even me.
But
Right.
you're
So
doing
anyway,
it, man. You're doing it. You did a deal. And let
yeah,
me tell a little background here. Let me embarrass you. I challenged this man 5, 6, 7 days ago. I said, I challenged him. I want to see a deal. I want to see you
hmm
make money. I want to see something happen in the next 30 days. And here we are. What is it? 6 days later, and
yeah, yeah,
you made an offer. So,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you get fireworks for sure.
And then at the end of the day, let me just say this. also have the affidavit, which you record in the land records. I don't record the actual option because I don't want the world to know my business, right? So I record the memorandum. But with that being
Memorandum of
said,
option. Right.
with that being said, the property's worth about a little over $200,000. It doesn't need a ton of work. It needs some cosmetic stuff. The people were falling behind. I think they're about 3 months behind. I went to them maybe a couple of days before that, and they weren't ready at the time. But I came to find out the guy called me right back and he says that Discover just filed a judgment against them and they're taking the money, like $300 a week, out of his paycheck. They were already in trouble with the house. Now they can't afford anything. So what I did is I offered some option consideration. I gave the wife a down payment. And my option consideration on this was, let me see, it was $320. Right? That money
How
comes.
did you get to that number? A lot of people are probably thinking that, right? How did he
Well,
come up with this
that's
number?
that's what the bill was that she had. She was a master's student and she
Got it.
couldn't afford to go back to get whatever the certification was so she can work. So I saw potential in her. So I said, okay, how do I make this a win-win? I'm diagnosing the situation. And I find out that the biggest problem for them not having money because the husband got laid off, she can't make the money that she's capable of. So in exchange, because my dad said there's no robbery in a fair exchange. No robbery. So I made a win-win situation. I said, well, if I could pay that debt for you so you can go get your certification, and I gave you the $320, we could use that as a deposit. And I explained the option to her. We can use that as my option consideration. She said yes. We went and signed it, got it off. But here's the thing. I think right now it's sitting currently with almost $100,000 equity in it. I took it over and I locked in the price for the current mortgage balance because it was a pre-foreclosure, right?
Ooh,
So that means what
how much
I've
behind?
already captured the equity. I also worked out with them to give them a little cash to move on later.
Okay, so there's a deal.
Later, not now.
And so what is your plan so you said there's 100,000 potential equity after
Mm-hmm.
foreclosure payments, closing costs, and giving them a
Mm-hmm.
little cash. Would you say round number 75
Yeah.
to 100,000
Yeah.
potential? Okay.
So
So say
what I
you
wanted.
so
Okay, go
say,
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
say you need money today. You want to take advantage. You got the contract and you
Mm-hmm.
call me up. I'm Joe Blow, the investor. Sell me that contract. Could you make money today with that
Oh,
contract?
absolutely.
Sell
Absolutely.
it. Let's role
Absolutely.
play. This is how I
All right,
teach.
great. Call,
Oh, Joe Blow, the
we
investor.
Hey Joe, it's CJ here. Just giving you a call, man. I know you're a player in the game like myself. I just came across a great deal that I thought you would love. I have a property. I have an option on the property right now, and I actually have the purchase and sale agreement as well. Let me just give you the numbers. I don't want to waste your time. We have almost $100,000 equity inside of it. I would allow you right now to step into my shoes, and I actually basically would sell this option off to you. Let's just say $5,000, right? But for $5,000, I'm letting you step into my shoes. I have the option for 5 years with a renewable clause that says at the end of 5 years, I got another 2 years. So you're basically getting 7 years of potential appreciation. These people are probably going to fall out of the deal. You will have the contract also. I'm willing to assign this option to you for $5,000 right now.
When do I have to pay the 5,000?
You would pay me the 5,000 right now. So guys, one thing about me, I'm a right now type of guy. I'm right now. You guys need to be right now type of people, right? Because listen, you get paid for your value. You get paid for what you're worth. And I'm the person who spent a whopping 45 minutes to put this deal together. I think it's worth $5,000 today.
Absolutely. So this is the thing, and I love the number. I love the numbers. I love the
Yeah.
style, the way you
Yeah.
communicate. Here, let's reverse it real quick. Let me show you my
Sure.
way.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
there's
Sure.
nothing wrong with what you did. I love it.
Right.
You know, you don't
Listen, we're here to learn. Everybody's here to learn, right? We can always do better. This is why I paid for my mentor. Let's go.
You want to be a cold call? Because you called me like I was warm. Let's do cold.
All right, you're calling me this time?
Yeah, I'm calling you.
Okay.
I'm the investor. I got the deal, and you're just
Okay, good. Call me. Give me a call. Give me a call.
Yeah, ring.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, is this Mr. CJ?
Yes, it is.
This is Claude Diamond. Would you be interested in a smoking deal that I just got with $100,000 of equity in it?
Absolutely. Tell me more. What's going on? Where's it at? Tell me everything. What do I need to know?
That's all we need. Off the roll
That's
play.
it. That's it. Yes. Yes.
I don't like to use bad language. I'm going to try not. Skip the howdy effing duty.
Uh-huh.
Hi, how are you today? Just reaching. Skip the BS.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Skip the crap. What does everybody want? What does everybody want?
They want the money and they want it now.
Oh, I want to help the world. I want to be, no, everybody wants to make money. And if we can make money, and seriously, okay, hey, join the Peace Corps, man, if you want to make or the UN or something. But
Yeah, if
if
you
you
want to
want to
just
make
make
money,
everybody happy and be lovable to everybody, go sell ice cream. Go
yeah,
sell ice cream.
yeah,
Everybody will love you.
the kids will love you. Remember the Carvel guy? Do. The thing
Yeah,
about it is, you can do business honestly, ethically, and you can still
yeah,
make a buck and
yeah,
sleep well at night. A
yeah.
lot of bucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me ask you, let me just ask you this question because I do have one of my proteges, and I've been saying this all the time. When I get these properties and they need a whole bunch of work, or we can also option these off to two different people. You can option this off to. You can option it off to a tenant buyer, which is somebody who wants to live in that property, but you can also option it off to an investor that wants to do a rehab. And I got some little tricks when it
yeah.
comes to that
How
as well.
about
But
contractors?
absolutely, contractors.
But
Absolutely. So
big small
this is why
contractors. Yeah.
I tell my people, build your database, build your buyers list of tenant buyers, of developers, of contractors, title companies. What's your take on that, Claude?
Absolutely. You have to be prepared. A little bit of foresight from your real estate club, from social media. Have yourself a list of
Hmm.
people who you know have cash, who are ready to do business today, who can have the character to make a commitment and have the cash and the authority to keep that commitment. Why are we in business? Simple answer. To make
To make money?
money
Yeah.
today.
Today.
Tomorrow, forget about tomorrow. The meteor is going to hit us tomorrow. You're in business to make money. And that's why I love you. When you did your deal, you just wanted a quick $5,000. Now,
Right.
if it depends on the value of the deal, how badly you need money. I've been in
Right.
situations where I needed cash quick.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I can go out there, find deals, negotiate an option, wholesale, retail, whatever, and then I can assign it for quick cash. And you put in oh my gosh, I was sweating bullets. 45 minutes you put in this deal. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
You can
Um,
sell a deal.
Claude.
And as you do more deals and become more confident and sophisticated, you don't have to do it for 5,000. You can
Right.
eventually do it for 10, 20,000.
Right.
Sooner or later, you make enough money. This is my story. You make enough money so now you are the investor. This is
Right.
an
Right.
epiphany, a revelation right now. You want to be the guy who has enough cash, the great credit, because you did all these little deals, these assignments and everything. So now you can make the 6 and 7 figure deals. You guys listening? Do you
Yeah.
have any
Yeah.
questions from your folks who are
Hey
listening?
guys, anybody over here on my side, if you have any questions, go ahead on and type your question is. And this is the man, the mentor, the myth, and you probably would never get an opportunity
Hey, okay.
to ask those questions, right?
Get some
So
hearts.
anybody have a question on my side, type it in, and I will ask that question. Claude, can we just kind of talk about this real quick? I find that a lot of I'm out in Cleveland, Ohio, and when I go out there, I find that a lot of these investors don't understand options. They don't understand the assignment of options. They don't really know that I can put a deal together and they can step into my shoes and take it over. Can you kind of expound on that?
Sure. I meet a lot of what I call techo babblers. Everybody
Mhm.
today is saying, "Oh, I did the IND to the IT, the ABC and a lot of people don't want to embarrass. Oh, yeah, sure, I understand. I don't know what the F they're talking about. Okay, so plain language and explain it to people in such a way that they're either not intimidated or scared, and that part of persuasion is getting what you and I have right now. We're both yakking away and it's so much fun and everything. When you call up, when you explain to people, do you think they woke up this morning and said, gee, I hope CJ and Claude call and make me an offer on an option agreement? Okay.
Of course not. Yeah.
With non-refundable option consideration, do you think they know what that means, like you just said? No.
No.
So
No.
keep it simple. Sir, let me ask you some role play time. Role
Okay,
play.
let's go.
I think I'm the only, and you should do this too in your wonderful information coaching business. Always use role plays that your students can record and listen to so they can not only so they can pick up the vernacular. The words you use are so important. The words you use, how you use the words, how you enunciate the words, the speed, the tonality, the volume of the word, the passion you put into your words are so important in persuasion. Persuasion technique is about communication. It is about dialogue, conversation with people. We've lost the skills of persuading another person. We think we can delegate and do all that stuff they talk about online when all you got to do is talk, give good phone, like you said. So when I explain an option to somebody, I'll say, sir, let me ask you this. If I'm very interested in your property and thank you for your time and everything. Suppose I wanted to, I know you want to stay in your property another 6 months. You're waiting for a new job and things like that. But suppose I was able to give you some pocket money today to help your situation. And you and I, rather than you try to sell this thing and be against the wall and pressure and everything, you and I decide today of the sales price of the property. We do a simple written agreement. I give you some cash to help you and your family through this rough time, which we all go through, empathy. Um, and that we could do this today. I could give you some cash today and we'll lock in the price and the terms and you're done. So if you can, we can do several different things here, sir, and you don't have to pay a realtor. You don't have to be under pressure and you get what you need the most, a little bit of cash today. Does that make sense? It's okay to say no to me.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
KISS method. Keep it super simple. Yeah,
right.
when I do a rent to own with people, a sandwich lease, a lease purchase, a rent to own, I'll go to them, sir, let me ask you something. Imagine for a moment, I know your house is for rent. I'd like to rent your house. Okay, I'm an investor. I would like to rent your house as an investment property. You will be paid on time. Your house will be well taken care of. But I'd also imagine I would like to purchase this at some convenient time in the future. That isn't anything we could talk about today, is it? Simple. Keep it simple. Keep it. Did you hear the? You have to use different aspects of persuasion. A little bit of authority, of confidence, very big. You can't act like the dog on at the chihuahua at the table on steak night. Okay? You have to act like you have your authority. You can't be a beggar on the table. Did you hear me say earlier? It's okay to say no to me or fire me.
Yes,
Why do
yes,
I do that? I'm the only guy in the world who teaches this shit. Why do I do that?
yeah, yeah.
Why?
You don't want them to feel guilty or try to come up with excuses on why they uh, are not going to do business or why they're not going to buy today, right? And so you're giving them a way out if that's really what they want to do.
I'm removing the pressure. Sir, it's okay
Yeah,
to say, sir, it's okay to say no to me, but I'm only going to make this offer today. I'm too
one
busy.
time.
I have too
Right.
many other deals and transactions. I don't want to call you and leave voicemails and bother you. That's just not the way I roll, sir. But I can make you an offer today. If you want to discuss it with your significant other and get back to me on or before 4:30 today, leave my offer open till then, and I'll send you some money. We'll do a contract and your problems are over. But if you call me next week and say, Claude, remember that I'm sir, I won't, I probably will not do that deal with you again.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put you under pressure, which is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
just to be off,
Right.
you have to use something Cialdini spoke in his book, The Psychology of Persuasion. It's called scarcity. But most people don't know how to use scarcity, authority, social proof, likability, and trust. They don't, and time value. They don't know how to immerse these psychological principles or triggers within the negotiation. And they work, baby. They work so well. We're not trying to force somebody or intimidate them. We're just trying to be transparent, honest. And yes, we are using a little bit of what I call positive manipulation. Absolutely. Because why are we in business, CJ?
To make money today.
It's to make money today, to get a contract today, get an appointment today, or get out today. How much time have we wasted chasing our own tail on deals that will never happen? I'm guilty of this too at one time.
We all are. We all are. Yeah.
Oh, here, role play real quick. CJ, you know what? This sounds great. I love your offer. Let me light a candle in church. Let me talk to my father-in-law. He's a paralegal. Let me think about it. Why don't we talk in the near distant future and I'll talk to my wife about it next week when I have visitation with the kids.
Claude, let's turn it around because you're really the master of this. And let me ask you that. And I want my folks to see how the master actually answers that question. So yeah, Claude, I'm not too sure right now. I got a lot of things going on at the job. You know, my wife's not here. We talk about everything, and we're separated right now. We might not be back together for a month or so. So give me about a month or so, and I'll give you a call.
I can't do that, sir. I think it's over.
Okay.
I said, sir, you told me that you needed to sell this house. It's been on the market for 6 months. You've relisted it. You need the cash. You need to move on with your life. I'm sorry about your marital issues, but you're moving forward. I'm making you an offer. I'm ready to do business today. But in my experience, when people say, call me in a month, what they really want to say is no. So why? We're two grown, good-looking gentlemen. Why don't we just say no? It's over. Is it over?
Well, I wouldn't just say it's over.
I would.
Uh,
I never, people, it's over. So I don't want to chase you and leave voicemails and stuff. I'm making you an offer today. I don't want to pressure you, but my offer expires today at 6:30. Never to be repeated. Never to be repeated. And I'm not trying to pressure you, sir. I'm just too busy. I love your property, but I'm working on several other deals, and we're either going to move forward or it's over today.
what's your offer?
Boom. And then you get into that
Yeah,
section.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, or you've
yeah.
made the offer already, and the reason I call it's a $10 word. I don't even know if I can still spell it. Obfuscation. Sean, my friend
Okay.
Sean Osby would love that and loves that word. Obfuscation means when they change the subject because they don't want to deal with the issue at hand right now. Okay. It's like the doctor says, "Hey, listen, you're smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day. When are you going to quit?" And he said, and they change the subject and they say, "Well, I'm going to join Weight Watchers or something." It has nothing to do with his smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day. But the thing about it is, who should have my mentor used to always say, he was a genius. He said, if you're feeling pressure in the sales negotiation, you're doing something wrong. You're making the offer. You're the doctor. You're solving the problem right now. You need to put a time frame on it. This is your opportunity. When you get them, how hard is it, CJ, to get this one-on-one, this direct selling moment with somebody? How hard is it? It's huge
Yeah,
today.
I mean, you put work in, you put your time and effort and energy and all that good stuff. Yeah,
You're not going to do
yeah,
this shit texting all day, or you're a lovely
no,
person in some third world country doing your VA shit stuff and everything. This is the moment of truth. This is where you kiss the girl, as I like to refer to it. Sorry, ladies, you can take it any way you like. But the thing about it is, this is the moment of truth. This is
yeah,
your aha moment. This is your guts.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
reality. What did the kids say in ET? This is reality. Okay, this is the moment. And when you go chase somebody and leave voicemails and go back and forth and back, oh, we'll talk next week. Let me check my finances, CJ, and let's talk on Friday or Saturday or something. What is that? What really happens when they say that stuff? What's the percentage of times when you really do a deal, when they give you this obfuscation or protagonistic behavior?
I
Not
wouldn't think it wouldn't be that high. And
it go
they, you know,
it
it's not a big enough problem. It's not a big enough pain to them yet, right?
it it goes. You saw my little rain cloud.
Yeah. So how do you do that? I like that.
This is the magic moment. Go for it. Be assertive. Act like my mentor used to say this, Claude, and I was a broke kid driving an explode on rear impact Pinto. He said, you gotta, even though you gotta play the role of a millionaire, of a successful, people love confidence. If you don't exude confidence and authority, who wants to work? You ever get these sales guys? Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, my life, my dog doesn't like me.
yeah,
Oh, I'm living on the street in a cardboard. Who cares? It's my
yeah.
family, yours.
Yeah, I'll let them watch Glenn Gary Glenn Close, where Alec Baldwin is saying, "Put that coffee down. Coffee is for winners.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
coffee's for closers.
I love
Coffee's for
that.
closers."
I
But
love that. That is the most brutal
yeah,
sales movie.
yeah, it
That
is.
movie
Yeah,
is worse than Death of a Salesman.
yeah,
Okay, that movie is brutal.
Yeah.
about sales, but
Yeah.
sales doesn't what there's some really good points in that movie, but about focus and intensity, but it doesn't have to be abrasive. Does it have to
Right.
be nasty and me? I a lot of people I do business with, we become it's very nice. They thank me. Okay. I mean, they send me thank you cards and letters. They give me endorsements, testimonials. You don't have to have a war with somebody in sales, but you have to understand the psychology of it. You have to have a system and the right words. Start out talking about lease purchasing. Lease purchasing or any facet of real estate only works if you're a superb persuader. Superb. And that comes with having a system and practicing. That's what we're doing right now. We're sharing all these role plays and stuff.
Right. Right.
Quick, you want me to
Right.
talk about the quick deal here before I got to leave in 9 minutes?
Yep. Mhm.
The deal. So you got a deal. You're gonna. Well, let me just ask you. Conclude your deal. Are you gonna hold on to it? You're gonna sell it? What are
So
you gonna
I
fix it?
do have it. I do have an investor that I did an email blast out that's interested in it. Um, the more I was looking at it last night, um, I'll sell it off to him. And the beautiful thing to remember about these options is that if I have a 5 or 7 year option, is it possible that I could sell? I know the answer, but is it possible, you guys, that I could sell 1 year's option at a time to 7 different people? Absolutely. There's so many ways to make money off of this. This is called creative real estate investing, right? Creative financing. As I did a live this morning telling my folks, you guys got to learn how to get over to the other side, not just wholesaling properties all the time, but get to the other side where you become the creditor, where you become the bank, where you become the person who negotiates the judgment, gets it reduced. And now it's just so many ways. You don't have to own a property to make money in real estate. I used to go, you know what I used to do back in the day, Claude? I used to go look for properties that were pending sale that had a lien on it, and I would go contact the judgment creditor, and I would do a negotiation with them down to 10, 20 cents, no more than 30 cents on the dollar. And then I would go do the paperwork, file it in the county, and then send it over to the title company. And now I get the full amount. Listen, it's never been about a lack of resources. It's always been about a lack of resourcefulness.
What the thing about surviving in this business is, see, everybody thinks about the big deal. I'm going to get
Mm-hmm,
rich. I'm going to,
mm-hmm,
I get
mm-hmm.
people call me, oh, I want to do 38 deals in the next 25 days and everything like,
Right.
how do you survive in this business? Okay. Baby steps. The
A lot
thing
of
is, you've got to focus on passive income. My definition of passive income is money in my pocket today. Okay, you and I, we talk about equity and about notes and regular monthly income. I'm talking about money today, so I can
today.
pay
Today.
my cable bill, so I can put gas, so I can keep the lights and the air conditioner on. I can put food in the fridge, so I can survive. And you've got to focus on today money so that you can build up to a point where you build up long-term freedom or wealth. Okay, capital wealth. Okay, but I think too many people are focusing on the big deal, the needle in a haystack deal. Just do little, like what you were talking about, a little deal where you can sell it, make 5 grand or something like that. It's still a win.
Yes. Yes.
Still a win. The deal I was working on today before we run out of time. One of my students, Randy George in Atlanta, called me up with it today. It's got a deal. I'll throw this out to you. They want 300,000 for the property. It's probably worth 350, and it needs 50,000 in repairs. Okay, and they want 300. It's worth 350 and want 50,000 in repairs. What offer? And there are two offers I made. Two offers we're constructing in this deal. Do you think you do anything with this deal? Let me throw that out at you.
Well, um, I'm not I'm not a wholesaler, as my main
Okay.
thing. I do wholesale some properties, but I honestly I can make a deal out of anything. I can make a deal out
I
of a
love that
property.
answer.
I can make a deal out of a property with negative equity. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
And I had to teach this to my proteges, right? Because they think if there's no equity in it right now, that it's not a deal. And that's just not the truth.
yeah.
So it's not about how much the price is. It's about what terms can we come up with.
Oh, you said the magic word. I'm going to share
Yeah,
it with you. There's two words. Anybody who's watching this, take this away. Price and terms.
terms. Right,
It's three
right,
words really, but price terms. Okay.
right,
And the terms, I didn't tell you about the terms on this deal. This was
right.
a property. It was the two brothers. Their mom passed away. It came out of probate. It's free and clear. Three of the most beautiful words in the English language, free and clear. So if you get a property, it's close to market, and but there's no, but the owners own it completely. Can you take advantage of their equity in your negotiation?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the terms are, the price deal offer is, we'll give you 185 all cash, quick close.
Mhm.
185. Okay, that means that even with the repairs, we have a profit built into the property. There'll be $100,000 or more potential profit. That's the value of my cash doing a quick deal. You may not like that deal. God bless you if you say no to me. That's okay. But we can close before July 30th,
Mhm.
okay, and give you $185,000 cash on that 350 property, which needs repairs. The other offer would be, we'll give you 225. I think that's what we 225. We'll give you a little bit better price, but you have to hold the mortgage for 5 years, interest only. Interest only is the lowest pay, or you could do interest only, you could do principal only, or you could do an amortization on the property. These are all negotiable terms on a property that we could offer. Or you could do an option like we've been talking about today. So maybe you know somebody else who wants to go through all the time, trouble, the sweat equity, and everything else. The beautiful thing is, can I buy the property if they own it free and clear? Yes, I'm the owner. Now I can do things and refinance and do all the things I want. If I want to turn it over quickly because I need cash today, okay, I can just get an option on it and call up my friend. Hey, CJ, I got a
Yeah.
property right now, 185 cash or 225 with owner finance. You interested? I'm calling 30 people today. I just want to sell it for $7,500 today.
Absolutely,
Absolutely. Negotiate
absolutely.
with me. 7,500. You don't like that price. Go ahead.
That's a little bit out of my ballpark. I'm working on a couple of deals right now. Best I could probably do
Give me
right.
an offer. I'll do you right now. I'm motivated. I want to just flip this
And
now.
Claude, I do the exact same thing you do. So even when we first met and we were talking, I'm laughing inside because I'm like, he does the same stuff I do.
I
Make me an
practice.
offer. Make me an offer. Right?
No hypocrisy here. I'm not a
Right.
phony. I practice what I preach. You don't,
Right. Right.
what you just said. I hear that every Claude, I saw your videos. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they do this. So let's summarize here before we go. We got 2 minutes left.
Okay. Okay.
What did we discuss? What did we learn? I'll let you summarize.
Basically, we started out talking about options, and options is basically a way when you have no money, you have no credit, but you have that hunger and that drive, you have the resourcefulness. You don't have to have the resources to be able to take control of a piece of property which you own, not the house, but you own the contract. That's your asset is the contract, and then learning how to flip that over to start building up today's cash flow. We also just went into what it takes about negotiating, right? We talked about making money now, and I'll tell you from the day one when I hired you, Claude, what stuck out to me the most in our conversation, you told me that you make money every single day.
Word,
You said
honest.
you told me you were honest. You said it may not be the most every single day. Some days it's small, some days it's big, but I
Yeah.
make money every single day. And as a business owner, for anybody who's listening, that's the most important thing. All the fluff, all the CRMs and click funnels and all those things, it's okay. But at the end of the day, if you can't make money every day by talking to sellers, talking to distressed business owners, I do that too, right? So if you can't do that, like what are we really doing? Right? Are we wasting time? And the reason that I got with Claude is because I was ready and I've done okay, but I was ready to be more, do more, and have more. And I found him to be that guy for me.
Oh, thank you. My mentor, I always go back to my mentor because if it wasn't for my mentor and probably my wife, she made me more disciplined. I'd be cleaning a Slurpee machine at a 7-Eleven right now. Okay. I was a wild man at one time. It takes a lot to get disciplined and focused and specialized. But my mentor used to say, never underestimate the value of a small amount of money on a consistent basis. So if one day you make 500, the next day you make 250, the next day you make 2,500, next day you do an assignment for 7,500 and then a 5,000. And then you take a day off, maybe you only make $100. You sell book information, consultation on your specialty areas. And at the end of the month, how much money is that?
Right. Right.
$100,
And
$5,000, 1,000. At the end of the month, we're talking about an enormous amount of more money than most people make in a year or years sometimes.
right.
Okay.
Claude, really quick, if you, I know you got it's 12 o'clock, but really
Yeah, I got
quick,
to go to my next call. I'm
just
sorry.
just just 30 seconds, if you can encapsulate this for me.
Okay. Where's
How
my timer?
important
Where's my timer?
how important is it in this real estate game or in business to be able to pick up the phone to create money for your company every day?
It's the whole world.
It's the world.
It's everything. See, Steve Jobs said you got to think different. If you study, I love biographies on great people, and they all have one thing in common. They think different, they acted different, they innovated the world, okay, and they came back from setbacks. I do the one thing my competition, and same as you, we do the one thing our competition is unwilling to do. What is it?
My mentor. We'll say it again. We do the one thing that our competition is not willing to do,
They won't
right?
talk to people. You know
They don't
me.
want to talk.
What's my rule of five? And then we'll go. Rule of
Yeah.
five. Most important thing I teach. What is it?
Talk
Five.
to 5 people every single day.
I don't care if it's the Walmart greeter. I don't care if it's a lady down the street with five chihuahua, three-legged chihuahuas. Talk to we have to learn to master and initiate conversation with people so that they don't feel threatened or trapped or, oh shit, I'm talking to a salesperson. They don't want that. So you have to initiate conversation and become the trusted doctor so that they open up to you and say, what's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest problem? What would you like to see happen on this piece of property? Or what's it like living in your mother-in-law's basement? You maybe like that. Can you initiate,
You feel it.
stimulate conversation?
Right.
Once you, and then you go to somebody, say, you know what? Role play real quick. Hey, see, you always suck me in. What happened to 30 seconds? See, hey,
See, I'm
Mr.
just as good as you.
You're very good.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Mr. CJ, if imagine for a moment we had a solution to your problem, something we could
Mm.
do comfortably right now, solve the problem. It would fit within your timetable and your budget and everything else. If I was willing to make you that offer, and you can still say no to me, you wouldn't want to move forward right now, would you?
That is really hard to say no to. Really, really hard to say no to. The answer is yes. I think 99.9% of the time.
There's so much of the gut sales system method
Mhm.
in the way I asked that question. It's called
Mhm.
the redirection, reverse psychology. It has empathy. Everything is built into that one or two little sentences I just did right now. And that's the stuff that can make you free the rest of your life. Thank you, sir. What a great
Thank you so
session.
much. I appreciate you. And guys, on my end over here,
Oh,
I'm thinking about.
promote yourself here, long as so other people who watch my YouTube page can call you and stuff.
Okay, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to find out more about me, I travel around the country. I have students around the country as well. You can just come to my page, which I duplicated my mentor, and I got what is it? Something about book like a boss or something like that. Anyway, you can go to www.workwithcj.xyz, get a free 15-minute consultation with me, and if I can work with you, if I can, not if I can help you, is if you are willing to do what it takes. If you're the right person in the right place at the right time, then maybe we could do something together. But otherwise, I'm on Facebook and all that good stuff. But thank you so much, Claude, for this. This is our second meeting, and I've gotten so much value. I feel like I've gotten 10 times more value than what you charge me.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, do that deal and expand. And we're going to talk again on Friday. I don't know if we'll
Yes.
be live or not. It's that's up to you.
No,
Uh,
listen, guys, I gave you guys a little bit of what I'm experiencing with my mentor. I'm not doing it again, right? I'm not doing it again.
and
So,
I'm late. I'm
yeah.
late. I gotta go, man. So take
All
care.
right, go. Thank you so much, Claude.
Bye-bye,
Hmm.
guys. Thanks,
Bye. Mhm.
everybody.
Bye. All right, guys, you just saw that. That's my mentor. Every mentor needs a mentor. You have to be willing to push yourself. You have to be willing to not be comfortable where you are anymore. If you'd like to talk with me, I'm about to retire on October the 1st. If you'd like to be a part of what I have going on and helping people discover themselves, be more, do more, have more, get real estate deals, use options, all that stuff without money, definitely go to www.time with I'm sorry, www.workwithcj.xyz. If somebody could type that in, I definitely appreciate it. www.workwithcj.xyz.